Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. This is your Z107.7 local news for Saturday, June 14th, 2025. This past week's California Fish and Game Commission met over 2 days, with almost the entire first half of Thursday's meeting taken up by the Western Joshua Tree Conservation Plan. However, tucked into the consent agenda was a change in status for the Mojave Desert tortoise, from threatened to endangered. And on that same Thursday, tortoise biologist Luke Basulto joined me in the Z107.7 newsroom to talk about what that uplisting means.
I'm Luke Basulto. I am a tortoise biologist and I have a nonprofit called Saving Slowpoke. That's based mainly in Barstow, California, where I grew up. Also partly based here in Joshua Tree, just because it's where I live now. The uplisting sends a really clear message about the desert tortoise is clearly in serious trouble, right? And an uplisting generally comes because the previous listing didn't adequately address the needs of that species. So like when we look at why it's endangered now, it's saying that whatever protections it had as a threatened species weren't enough to help it. So it makes it a little bit more dire. I think for biologists, it's kind of bittersweet, right? Because like being endangered, it obviously merits more attention and management. But you also don't want to see your favorite species be in this place, right? Where like an endangered species is like, it's on its way out, and we don't want that.
As the public, we hear an endangered species versus threatened species. It tends to perk my ears up more.
Right.
But that means that things are still sort of in decline for them, right?
Right. And yeah, you make a good point where it kind of perks your ears up, right? That's like another reason why, this listing is important, because it does lend itself to more advocacy for the species, right? Which is what my nonprofit tends to focus on, getting people to understand and care. And like when you think of the word endangered, you think of like pandas and like, all these species that people really, really care about. And it's a shame that they have to get to that point, but
I know a lot of people call those charismatic species, right. And would you consider the desert tortoise a charismatic species in the Mojave?
Yeah, man. It's so emblematic of the Mojave, right? This is an icon. This is one of the animals that holds our ecosystem together. It's a keystone species, and what that means is that this environment, the desert, is totally hingent upon its existence on the landscape. So, yeah, to state it's important, it's you can never understate its importance. It's just really, really important.
What does that mean for the desert tortoise getting listed or uplisted from threatened to endangered?
So what it means, like on a really like boilerplate level, is that management is going to be looked at a lot more carefully now. It means that take is totally disallowed now. I mean, as a threatened species, there are permits and stuff that kind of allow for certain amounts of take, but now that it's endangered, those get a little bit more strict. The hope is that this uplisting creates a lot better management practices. Them being more strict doesn't always work out, but like definitely more attention being paid to the species, more people, really. I mean, like, that's really the biggest hope that I can get out of it with the space that we work in, is that people will now understand the direness of the situation, right? Where like it's on us, it's on us. It's on communities like Joshua Tree and the Morongo Basin and Barstow and all these communities that exist in the desert to do their part in trying to help this animal.
You can find a longer version of this story online, where Luke discusses the nonprofit Saving Slowpoke, as well as telling me about how the Mojave Desert Tortoise plans for and predicts desert rainfall. That's all at Z107.7fm.com. Here in the Morongo Basin, many of our shelters and rescues are at capacity, full of animals that need permanent homes. If you aren't able to adopt but want to help with our community's animal crisis, you can come down to Tiny Pony tonight for a fundraiser that hopes to help. With more, here's proud dog dad Jeff Harmatz.
The fundraiser is called Not Ready to Be a Father's Day, and the Tiny Pony is raising money for the Animal Action League, a nonprofit which provides low-cost spay and neuter services, along with vaccines and microchipping, and funds raised at this event will help pay for a mobile spay and neuter event in the future. The event will feature adoptable pets from the Joshua Tree No-Kill Shelter, merchandise from High Desert Tales, music from DJ Josh B. There will be drink specials from sponsors Ford Gin, Donna's Pickle Beer, and Jack Daniels. Today's event runs from noon to 4 p.m. at Tiny Pony, located near the corner of 29 Palms Highway and Old Woman Springs Road in Yucca Valley. If you missed today's event, you can learn more ways to support the Animal Action League and the Joshua Tree No-Kill Shelter at links in this story at our website, Z107.7fm.com. And remember, spaying or neutering your pets is the best way to prevent shelters from filling up with strays and unwanted dogs and cats. Adopt, don't shop. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Jeff Harmatz, here with my dog, Sunday.
Thanks, Jeff. And Sunday, good girl. If you're hearing this before 6, then you have time to hustle down to the station in Joshua Tree for their 13th annual Patio Pride Party. From 2 to 6 p.m., there'll be DJs Kate McCabe and Monkey Bone, Heidi's famous Yes Mocktail Bar, an old-fashioned sausage get-together with hot dogs on the grill and fresh theater-popped popcorn. It's a fun-free Patio Pride Party at the station in Joshua Tree on the east end of town on Highway 62. Keep an eye on the right. You can't miss it. Keep those dancing shoes on and head out to the second Saturday Joshua Tree Art Walk featuring Pride-themed exhibitions, pop-up galleries, and anniversary shows. Reporter Gabriel Hart has the lowdown on tonight's art scene.
Coyote Little features artist Renee Pickup and jewelry designer Clay62 with drinks provided by Desert Midnight Lemonade. In celebration of Pride Month, Coyote Little is presenting a special installation called Love and Light Rainbow Room, created by Tanya Van Paris, honoring Tanya's late friend Jackson Cat Williams, a passionate advocate for transgender and gay rights. La Matador will be taken over by the artist-run, woman-owned, unconventionally curated Trash Slam Gallery, with opening reception from 5 to 9 p.m. Hey There Projects presents House Party, their 6-year anniversary featuring various artists who have shown work in the gallery for over half a decade. Opening reception from 6 to 9 p.m. The Beatnik Lounge presents their queer-rated group art show with queer artists from across the high desert and live performances by Kuan Yin, Nick, and Lauren, plus refreshments. Reception starts at 6 p.m. with live performances at 8 p.m. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Gabriel Hart.
The Spaghetti Western Saloon Salon is featuring the work of Yucca Valley painter Sandra Jones Campbell in a vibrant exhibition running through August 31st. A public reception for the artist will be held tonight from 4 to 7 p.m., and reporter Hillary Sloan spoke to Jones Campbell about her art and this desert show.
The summer show at Spaghetti Western Saloon showcases the bold, expressive paintings of local artist Sandra Jones Campbell. On view until August 31st, the exhibition features signed prints from her Roundup series based on historic Pendleton rodeo photos and original acrylics of social scenes filled with humor, tension, and insight.
Most people know me by my work, which is, they call them social scenes. I call them, they're kind of evocative moments of people, interacting with each other.
Influenced by German expressionists and inspired by decades of found black and white photograph, Campbell's work blends satire, emotion, and social commentary. A longtime professional painter and former Laguna Beach Festival of Arts exhibitor, Campbell moved to Yucca Valley in 2019 and says the desert's slower pace and strong creative community suit her. Her work is on display Thursday through Monday from 4 to 9 p.m. at Spaghetti Western Saloon in Morongo Valley. The public reception for the artist will be held on Saturday, June 14th, from 4 to 7 p.m. For more information about Sandra Jones Campbell, please visit this story at Z107.7fm.com. For Z107.7, this is reporter Hillary Sloan.
On Thursday, June 12th, Joshua Tree National Park said that the Eureka fire was officially 100% contained, putting an end to mop-up operations on the 214-acre fire that lit off on May 30th in the Covington Flats area. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. In a post on their social media, the park says that 80% of Joshua trees within wildfire-affected areas often suffer mortality. They thanked all the responding agencies for their quick and aggressive attack on the fire, minimizing its spread. Fire restrictions do go into effect inside the park starting on Sunday, June 15th and going through October 1st. That means no wood or charcoal fires anywhere, including all campgrounds and backcountry sites. Liquid gas stoves and generators with spark arresters are still allowed, but only in cleared areas. The park wants to remind everyone that these restrictions are in place to protect the park's fragile ecosystem, visitors, and wildlife. Let's all do our part to recreate responsibly and help preserve this desert landscape for everyone to enjoy. And that's your local news for Saturday. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 news team, I'm Robert Hayden.